situation, like stereotypical dark room. But in this, there's a really tall entity. Like, if the room is 8 feet tall, he is an 8-foot tall dude with a hunch. Like, he's not fitting in this room. And there were red eyes. This is what I remember. And, like, very Mothman type shit, actually.
And it starts talking to me. He repeats, "You know who I am."
You know who I am.
You don't know
who I am right now, but I know you, and you know me. You are going to die.
I just had this horrible experience, and, I believed it. I believed that this thing was telling me it was going to kill me. I'm going to die. And I'm sitting here feeling bad for her, that she's freaking out, and I'm trying to calm her down. I figured she had a sleep terror or something like that. And she's telling me that on her chest, she saw something on her chest with red eyes, and it was looking at me, talking in a language that she couldn't understand. Like it was on top of her, but threatening me. And the second she said it had red eyes, I just, fucking freaked out. Like, I was just, I remember this was during a time in my life where I was like, maybe I'm crazy, maybe, it's fine. And then this happened, and then it immediately affirmed I thought of it.
I sealed shut, my mouth sealed shut, and it's as if everything was shutting down except for my awareness, my consciousness. And then I could feel a vibration. Sometimes it was so intense it felt like being electrocuted, but it was definitely an electrical vibration. I began hearing voices and screams and crying and all of this really emotional drama, yelling to crying, but all negative emotion, all of these different voices. And then that is when the shadow man would come toward me. And he looked just like a three-dimensional shadow, outline just perfect. And he would walk disjointed. And he brought the vibration with him. It's as if it was emanating from him. And he would come towards me, and I would just feel that. I would hear all the sounds of hell, I don't know any other way to put it, and feel his awful vibration. And I would have a fight-flight response. And I would completely, freak out and try to scream or get away. And many times the intensity just continued. And I was very scared. And I was upstairs, and I didn't feel like anybody was going to get to me if I screamed. It's very dark. And it scared me forever. I mean, it really scared me to the end of my wits. And if anything was going to drive me insane, it was going to be that.
I was just broken, spiritually broken. And that time I was in a 2-story home in Torrance, the city of Torrance. It was in the middle of the night, but I was wide awake. Like, I was literally wide awake. My eyes were open, but I could now feel this presence, this evil presence behind me. Lying on my side, like on my left side. I'm a side sleeper. And then the door is behind me. And then I could feel the presence just right behind me. And I remember just wanting to move and turn around, but I could not lift a finger. Again, I was just frozen, utterly in terror. And it was if I could describe what death would feel like, and it's a kind of horror that is worse than like in the movies. It's an icy cold, kind of dark, evil, something's in the room, and it's watching me. That's the scary part, that you feel a sense that it's watching you. And it's making you feel afraid, and it wants you to feel afraid.
It was a year and a half.
And I hate the sound of the noise. It's like almost like spirits or demons, like kind of like screaming at you. So then you hear it's almost like a buzzing that starts, and then I can sense a presence like standing over me, just standing right here next to me on my bed, standing over me. Then you hear like this sound. It feels like somebody's screaming right in your ear. Like they're right here and they're screaming. And I can sense the color red, as if they were wearing something red, like a dark red robe of some kind, or something red. And I tried to look at the face, but I couldn't. Like every inch, every centimeter feels like a ton. And so I'm trying to move, and I want to see it, and I'm looking, I'm like straining to look up, I could barely move my head. It was almost like going like this.